fabric I'm going to be using to make the dress, and I'm going to be cutting it like this. Let me just keep my chalk and so this is our fabric. This is Ankara fabric or African print, that's what they call it. So I'm going to be doing it on the wrong side. I'm going to be cutting it on the wrong side. This is the right side, and I'll be folding it on the wrong side. So you can see what I did. I folded it slant. See here. This is the edge of the fabric, the upper part and the lower part, where the name is being printed on. So I'll take this part, this point, and I'll fold it like this. I hope you can see, like this, like that. You know, it depends on how full you want it to be. It depends on how full you want it to be. So just fold it until you get the exact thing that you want. Keep adjusting like this. This is what I do actually. I just keep adjusting it until I get my preferred fullness. For you to know how full it will be, if you look at this part, you can see that from this point to this point, let me just use the tape rule. From this point to this point is like 24 inches. That's going to be the if you multiply that by 2, that will be 28, like the fullness of the front part of the dress. That is how full it's going to be. So if you want it to be less full, you can see that I'm reducing it like this. If you reduce it like this, by the time you reduce it this way, the hem will be, this is 19, so that will be 19 divided by 2, that's like 38 or something inches. You can see that that is not so full, but I want this particular one I'm making to be very full, so I'll just fold it like this. Not so full, at least to a reasonable extent though. And then after folding, and I am satisfied with what I'm folding, I'll try and measure the length. The length I'm using is 40 inches, and I'm measuring the length from this part where the name is printed on. That is where I'm measuring the length from, and that is 40 inches. So I'm making it 40 inches. So from this point to this point, from here to this part is what, 41 inches. So I'll mark the 41 inches on this line. So after marking, I want to check what I have here, from here to this, from this point to this point. This is 12.5, which is okay because I'm still going to be adding elastic rubber to it, so it makes sense that way. So I'll just measure the 41 inches too, you know, after drawing a straight line like this. So I'll measure 41 inches from here down to, so I'll mark the 41 inches on this part of the dress too. This is 41 inches. So I'll try and connect, just mark it all through, and then connect it together like so. And there we have it for that. So I'll cut it out now. So here we have it. So I'll be cutting 2 of these. I'll cut another piece of exactly what I have here. Then we'll go to cutting the sleeves. Now to cut the sleeve, I would just, this is fabric I have left. Some of the fabric I have left. Alright. So I'll just fold this into 4. Just watch as I fold like this. Like this. That's 2. Okay. And then like this. So I'm just checking that it's not shorter on the inside. I'll be cutting from this part that is closed. It's opened, right, but it is all folded, like closed, unlike this other side that is open, you know, like one piece. So I won't be cutting from this angle. I'll be measuring from this part, this point here, like 10.5 inches. So 10.5 inches is okay. So you just measure 10.5 inches all through, like this. Just make sure your 10.5 is starting from this point, that corner. Then you connect your markings, and on this part of this thing you measure 2 inches or 2.5. Let's measure 2.5 inches. 2.5. So this is 2.5 inches. So 2.5 round. That's what we want to measure. So 2.5 like this. So we can cut now. So after cutting, we have this 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I want to show us how to cut the armhole on the body of the dress. So what I have done is this. On this part, this is the upper part of the dress. I already removed 1.5 inch that I will use to fold, that I will be putting the elastic rubber. So I already removed it, and this is the line that I created. So the next thing now is to come in from this point by 3 inches from this opening part, this part that is opening, which is the armhole side. I'll come in by 3 inches. So I'll create that line there, and the 3 inches is down like this. And then from this point, I'll put my 3 inches on the tape rule. I'll place it on this line, and then I'll come down by 8 inches. So 8 inches, this is 8 inches on my tape rule. So I'll mark that line like so, like this, and then I already come down like this. Then I'll just use my chalk to draw out the armhole part, and that is it. It's as simple as that. Now I have created the armhole on this dress. So I'll measure what I have here now from this point like this. I'll measure it like this up to this point too. This is 9.5. I have 9.5 here. So that is what I'll use to cut out the sleeve of my dress. I'll go ahead and cut that off camera. So here's this fabric I want to use to cut the sleeve. I folded it into 2 like this, and then I'll fold it into 2 again like this. So the length I'm using for my sleeve is actually 9 inches. But remember that I am supposed to add 1.5 where I'm going to be adding the rubber. So I'll add 1.5 to it. That will be 10.5. So 10.5 like this, 10.5 like this. So this is the 10.5 line. So let me just take from here. So this is the 1.5 that I'll be folding in. Let me cut it out so that it will be clear. So I'll just come down like this. You remember it's 9.5 that we need. So I'll just try and cut something like this. Do something like this, and then measure it. If it is up to 9.5. You can see that it's not yet up to 9.5 that we need. So I'll try and adjust it like so. So this is what it looks like now. Let me just place it like this. So this is what it looks like. You just come in like this and then slant it down. That's all. Very simple. So I'll cut it out. So when you are cutting your sleeve, please remember to take into consideration your round sleeve measurement, this part of your sleeve. For this particular dress, it is 14 inches. The person wearing it is wearing 14 inches. So I divided 14 inches by 2, and that gave me 7 inches, which is what I have here. And then I added 1 inch sewing allowance to it, so that when I'm sewing it, it's going to be perfect. That was what I measured on this particular dress. Please always take into consideration your exact measurement while cutting before going to the machine to sew it. Thank you.